We're going live in 3, 2, and 1. And hey, everybody, Sean Hatzel here, the owner of Get Lean in 12 and Stubborn Fat Expert for people over 35 years old. And we are going live here on Facebook to talk about one of the hottest topics in the weight loss community in today's day and age, and that is intermittent fasting. So if you're over 35 years old, you're in your 40s, 50s, or 60s, stop by, say hi, drop a comment below, let us know where you are from, because inside this live video, I'm going to talk about how to customize your very own intermittent fasting plan to quickly lose belly fat. And I'm going to show you how to combine intermittent fasting with a 12-minute metabolic protocol that I've created and refined that is specifically designed to help people over 35 years old reactivate declining fat loss hormones and quickly lose belly fat in only 12 minutes per day. So by the time you're done watching this video today, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to share this and like this if you get something out of it, because I'm going to show you exactly how to customize your own intermittent fasting plan and how to get great results and quickly lose belly fat in just 12 minutes per day. So first of all, I consider this the #1 diet for summer of 2017, because by using an intermittent fasting protocol, it's one of the best ways to be able to stay lean or actually lose belly fat during the summer when we want to indulge. We have barbecues, right? We have graduation parties, we have vacations, we have hot days, we want to drink more, we want to eat more. Intermittent fasting is one of the best things that you can use to be able to have more leeway in your diet during the summer, to be able to eat a little bit more and drink a little bit more and still get great results. And Karen and I have proved this. I've been doing intermittent fasting for over 5 years now. And using intermittent fasting in conjunction with my 12-minute metabolic protocols, I've been able to maintain around 10% body fat or lower. So I keep my abs pretty much year round. I'm not very lean right now, but I'm pretty lean. And the reason I share this with you is not to impress you, just to impress upon you that I'm 46 years old. I have 4 grandkids. My wife Karen is 11 years older than me, and she was diagnosed with colorectal cancer when we met well over 10 years ago, and this forced her into early menopause, and where she accumulated a ton of upper belly fat. And so we started incorporating intermittent fasting with our 12-minute metabolic protocols, and this allowed her to flatten her belly. So somewhere around this video, you're gonna see a link to click or tap, and it's gonna introduce you to my over 40 absolution. And the backbone of this is the 12-minute daily metabolic protocols, and we also have a full-blown guide in there showing you how to combine it with intermittent fasting. You'll also read all about my wife's inspiring story, and you'll see her after photos as well. So let's talk about the #1 diet for summer of 2017 and how you can customize your very own intermittent fasting plan and lose belly fat in only 12 minutes per day. So up here you'll see the first column is the last meal of the day. The second column is the first meal of the day for men, and the third column is the first meal of the day for women. So if you stop eating at 6 p.m. the night before, intermittent fasting, all you're going to do is you're going to fast for 16 hours straight and just drink lots of water. And I'll also share some other tips and tricks you can use when you're experimenting with this for the first time. So you wouldn't break your fast until 10 a.m. the next day. Now, if you're a late night eater, you see the scale slides up. So if you're eating your last meal at 9 or 10 p.m., this is okay depending on when you go to bed. As long as you're eating healthy late at night, it's not going to make you gain belly fat. That's a myth. However, I do recommend waiting 2 hours after your last meal to go to bed, because that allows insulin to stabilize before you go to sleep, and that allows the body to potentially release a lot more growth hormone, because insulin is considered an antagonist to growth hormone. So if you're a late night eater, 9 or 10 p.m. and you're a guy, you break your fast at 1 or 2 p.m. the next day. Now, if you're a female, I close down this window a little bit to 14 hours because of the hormonal differences. And again, I recommend Monday through Friday. I like to take a break on the weekends, but you could even do this 6 or 7 days of the week if you really wanted to, and lots of people do. So if you're a female and your last meal is at 6 p.m., your first meal the next day is going to be 8 a.m. And again, it slides up the scale again. So if you're a late night eater and you eat your last meal at 9 or 10 p.m., you're going to break your fast the next day at 11 or 12 p.m. So what happens during this fasted window? Most people think that if you're not eating every 2 to 3 hours, you can't lose belly fat because weight loss slows down, the metabolic rate slows down, and this is a myth. In fact, I'll put references and studies above in the description, and you'll also see over 30 scientific references backing up my claims over at our website when you click the link around this video to learn about our over 40 absolution system. So you know that all the claims I'm making here are backed by scientific, peer-reviewed, published studies. So what happens during this fasted window? The metabolism doesn't slow down. Research shows that people who fast for 48 hours actually increase metabolic rate 11%. Now, I would never recommend fasting for 48 hours, but it proves the point that small frequent meals do not increase the metabolism and they do not increase weight loss. So what happens during this fasted window is insulin is very low. Insulin's the body's storage hormone. So when insulin is elevated, it makes it nearly impossible for the body to access fat as a fuel source. So because when you're in a fasted state, insulin is very low, it makes it easier for the body to access fat cells as a fuel source. The second thing it does is it increases adrenaline and ghrelin and growth hormone. So these are three hormones that are linked to fat loss. Adrenaline converts into the hormones that are responsible for releasing stubborn fat cells into your bloodstream so they can be burned off. Ghrelin is your hunger hormone. And when ghrelin is released during the fasted window, so the key is to drink a lot of water to forge off the hunger if you have any. But when you get a hunger pang, that is a signal ghrelin is being released. And the ghrelin is a precursor to the body releasing more growth hormone. So this is really beneficial for the metabolism. So growth hormone levels will increase dramatically as well. Then there's a process inside the body that takes place called autophagy, and some people call it autophagy. And this is basically cellular cleansing. So by intermittent fasting 5 to 7 days of the week, you actually decrease cellular aging, and research shows that you can increase lifespan. Now again, I'm making a lot of claims here. I'll make sure I post references backing this stuff up. Also, you'll notice that your RMR here, like I talked about, your resting metabolic rate will increase as well. Now, what do you do during your fed window? Because if you're a man, you're going to be in a fed window 8 hours. And if you're a woman, you're going to be in a fed window approximately 10 hours. So what you do during this window will also determine the results that happen during your fasted state. And inside the Over 40 Absolution, what we've done is we set up a strategic protocol that you can follow in conjunction with intermittent fasting, where on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, use body weight movements that are compound movements that are strategically designed to increase and elevate growth hormone up to 400 to 700%. We'll also allow you to eat lots of carbs on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You see, after this 12-minute body weight protocol, the muscles are like sponges that have been wrung dry and they want to suck up nutrients. We call this nutrient partitioning. And within the hour after your workout, you can go ahead and get away with eating lots of carbs because they're much less likely to spill over and being stored as fat. Not to mention, including these carbs strategically after a workout about 3 days of the week, it increases your thyroid's ability to convert T4 to T3. It increases your testosterone-to-estrogen ratio, which is extremely important for men and women over 35 years old. So it resets leptin levels. Leptin is known as the body's #1 weight-regulating hormone. And by having carbohydrates strategically a few days of the week after our 12-minute protocols, you reset leptin levels to keep the body in a fat-burning environment. Now, on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, these are more fat-burning days where you're going to engage in something that we call metabolic bursting. Now, these are specific movement patterns with specific rest periods and specific intensity levels that are strategically designed to reactivate those declining hormones. And when you do this, we're going to keep carbs down on this day because it's going to be more of a fat burning day. So this will be more of like a ketogenic day. And so when you combine these two back and forth, research shows that combining weight training or body weight training days alternated with high intensity metabolic bursting cardio days, you'll burn more fat and gain more muscle than if you do them together on the same day. Now, I'm not saying you can't get great results doing them on the same day. I'm just letting you know how we've set up our Over 40 Absolution system to maximize your results. Now, if you want to hold up a cross to me like I'm a vampire because I'm talking about not eating for 14 to 16 hours of the day, I understand, I get it. I was programmed for years to believe that I had to eat 5, 6, 7 small meals per day to stay lean, and it's simply not true, and I proved it. So what I'll do is I'll put progress pictures below showing how I've maintained my abs for over 10 years straight using intermittent fasting with our 12-minute metabolic protocols. So I'm almost finished with this video, but if you're getting something out of this, I want to make sure I still got your attention. Are you learning something? If you are, can you please type yes in the chat box below? Make sure you tag somebody that could benefit from this. Give me some likes, give me some hearts, and then I want to close this out by talking about little tips and tricks you can use to enhance the results of intermittent fasting and to make it easier if you're thinking about being hungry all the time. What you'll find is after a week or two of trying this, the hunger will go right away. So a couple things that you can do. Number one is called pulsing, and this is also known as a warrior method, and you can use amino acids as well. But pulsing is basically just having a protein shake early in the day, maybe once or twice during the fast. I recommend keeping it under 500 calories. This will mimic most of these benefits. You won't get as much of an effect here, but it will mimic it and you won't be starving all the time. Or you can use servings of amino acids. Now, I personally have experimented with this and without it. I personally think you could choose to skip it altogether because you're going to enhance all these benefits. However, it's a great way to get acclimated to mimic intermittent fasting. The other thing you can do is drink tons of water, black coffee you can do a little bit of stevia, tea, non-calorie teas, calorie-free herbs, and broths. So these things will help during the fast if you struggle with the thought of fasting for 14 to 16 hours of the day. Now, let's talk about what else is included in my over 40 absolution system. First of all, there's going to be 5 digital guides that you'll see when you click the link around this video and you go learn about our system. And what I want you to do is I want you to focus on the success tracker. The main guide is over 100 pages. So if you're a geek and you want to read through it, great. But if you want to get started and start quickly losing belly fat as fast as possible, go right to the success tracker because it has the exact 12-minute exercise charts and the exact nutrition plan you need to follow. It's a 22-page guide that will have everything that you need laid out step by step to incorporate intermittent fasting with our 12-minute protocols. You'll also see a guide called the Lean 19, and on page 11 of that guide, you're going to get a crash course in intermittent fasting. So it'll show you how to set it up and it'll rehash all this stuff. And also on page 4, you'll have a grocery list. So you know exactly what foods to buy to use in conjunction with our 12-minute protocols and intermittent fasting. Lastly, I want to talk about something that we're very passionate about for anybody who grabs a copy of the Over 40 Absolution System. We donate water to a needy child in a third world country for almost 90 days. Now this might not sound like a big deal, but last year we raised almost $30,000 and installed 4 water wells in needy villages. So these are people that are drinking contaminated water, the same water the cows are drinking, and they're sick and they're dying. And we come in and we install water wells with Living Water International, and Living Water International follows up with them for years afterwards to maintain the well, make sure that they're educated on the hygiene. And so we want you to be a part of this amazing cause. So all you have to do is grab a copy of the Over 40 Absolution by clicking the link somewhere around this video. We have a 90-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose except stubborn belly fat and everything to gain except stubborn belly fat by trying our system and then being a part of this amazing cause. Now, we don't just donate to this cause. We're part of this cause, so it's part of who we are. My business partner and I went down to Nicaragua for the last 3 years to personally install a water well in a needy village, and this year we're going again in October, and we'd love for you to be a part of this amazing cause. So I hope you got a ton of information out of this live video. Do me a favor again, give me some hearts, give me some likes. If you have questions, post them below. If you learned something, post it below. And then make sure you go over to our website and you read all about my 57-year-old wife's amazing transformation story about how she overcame menopause to get rid of her menopause belly, to quickly lose belly fat by combining intermittent fasting with our 12-minute protocols. Thanks for watching and keep going strong.